guys, so the difference between a linear equation and an exponential equation, right, is that what we need to calculate is in the exponents. Okay, so difference between this and this. Can you see the difference? Yes. Okay, my difference is x is a part of your base. Okay, so remember solving equations, we do inverse operation in order to get x on its own. Here we're going to divide both sides by 3. Okay? The 3's would cancel, and x is going to be equal to 3. Okay, because 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so over here, we cannot go divide both sides by 3 because x is not in the base. So by you dividing by 3 and then you bring x down, you're changing the whole sum completely. You're making x, which is the exponent, you're making it a base just because you feel like it. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So with the exponential equation, what are we going to do? We're going to have to get our bases the same. And it's going to be by the use of prime factorization. Okay, so get your bases the same. Okay. Get your base the same. And the only way we can do that is by using, okay, I'm going to use PF. PF is prime factorization. Okay, we all know how to do that on our calculators, right? Okay, and 9 prime factorized is? Okay, 3 to the power of 2. Okay, once we've prime factorized, do you now see that our bases are the same? Okay. Once our bases are the same, what can we do? Okay. It doesn't cancel out, so to say, your bases kind of fall away. Okay, so that falls away, and your exponents move down as your bases.
What falls away? The 3?
Yeah, the 3's.
Can you just...
Yeah, they're going to fall away. Okay? So x is going to be equal to 2. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Nice and easy, hey?
And then when we cancel out the bases,
Yeah.
you can just...
Yeah. So guys, okay, so the whole point is you should see that this is not a linear equation because x is an exponent. Okay. So the whole point now is for us to get our bases the same. Okay. And is 2 prime factorized already? Okay, so there's nothing we can do with a 2. Is 4 prime factorized? No. Okay, so in your calculator you can say 4 equals shift fact. And what are we going to get? 2 to the power. Okay, so 4 can be written as 2 to the power of 2. Okay, but help me out here. What happens to that x? Okay, so it's 2 to the power is 2. Okay, what do I do now? Okay, we need to put it in brackets because 2 to the power of 2 is still 4. And 4 is to the power of x. Okay, are you with me? Okay, now we go back to exponential laws. Okay, we now need to get rid of our brackets. And brackets represent multiplication. Okay, brackets represent multiplication. Right? And what are we going to multiply, great hands? Okay, exponents with exponents always. Okay, so we're going to have 2 to the power of 8 is equals to 2 to the power of, we're going to multiply in here. So it's kind of like distribution just for exponents. Okay, and 2 times x is 2x. Fantastic. Okay, yes.
Let's say you skip the second step.
This one. It should be okay because I can make a, what do you call it? Yes. Okay, yes, you can. Fine. Okay, because I can see here you've made it 2 squared. It will be okay. Right, my bases are the same. Okay, I bring my exponent down and I'm going to have 8 is equals to 2x. Grade 10s, do you now see how we've moved back to a linear equation? Okay, why have we moved back to a linear equation? Because x is now not an exponent, it's a base. Okay, so this is a linear equation, and linear equations, we can do this in our seat now. Okay, how do we get x on its own? Divide. Now we can divide both sides by 2.
So when the becomes a base, we divide.
Yes. Now it's a normal linear. So x is going to be equals to 4. Okay, so previous examples, we've only had one term on either side. Okay? However, can you see here, we don't just have the x on its own, we've got the 4 that's in the way. Okay, so if I had to write out a couple of steps for you when solving exponential equation. Your first step, okay? Step 1 is to isolate your variable. Okay, isolating your variable, plain and simple English, is to get your variable alone on either the left-hand side or the right-hand side of your equal sign. Okay. Right, so at the moment, 16 to the power of x is not alone because we've got the 4 on the other side. Okay. So how would we get 16 alone? Okay, we divide both sides by 4, right? We can divide now because 4 isn't the one that's got the exponent. Okay, so we can divide by 4, right? Divide both sides by 4. Okay, once we've divided both sides by 4, your 4 cancels on the left, but I say cancel, but it's actually 1. Okay, don't forget that, it's actually 1. So on the left hand side, I'm now left with 16 to the power of x is equals to 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, once you've isolated, your second step is to, okay, same base by prime factorizing, right? Okay, and which number is a problem here? 16. Okay, 16. Okay, how do I prime factorize 16? Put it into your calculators and what does it give you?
2 to the power of 4.
Okay, so it's going to give me 2 to the power of 4. However, grade 10s, I need to keep it in brackets. Why? Because 2 to the power of 4, which is 16, is still to the power of x. Okay, and something sneaky that you guys might forget here is that 2 has its own exponent of 1. Okay, don't forget that one. Okay, get rid of your brackets. Okay, 4 times x is 4x. Okay, so it's 2 to the power of 4x is equals to 2. Okay, my bases are the same. What can fall away? Okay, the 2's. 4 to the power of x is equals to 1. You see what I say? Don't forget that if a number does not have an exponent, the exponent is always 1. Again, we are now back to a linear equation. How do I get x on its own? Divide both sides by 4. Okay, you guys okay? Okay, so x is going to be equals to 1 over 4. Example, right? The variable is already isolated on the left, so we don't need to divide, okay? The next step is to get our bases the same. How are we going to do such? Okay, anything to the power of 0 is, okay, so any number to the power of 0 is equals to 1. So do you agree we can make this 1 4 to the power of 0? Because 4 to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, are you with me? Okay, so we're going to have 4x is equals to 4 to the power of 0. Are our bases the same? Okay, if our bases are the same, we can bring our exponents down, so x is going to be equals to 0. Okay, so in example 3, remember we divided both sides by 4 to isolate our variable, our exponent, okay? But over here, we've got an 8x minus 2. So in order for us to isolate this, we need to take that negative 2 over. Okay, so it's not a matter of dividing here. Yeah, we need to take it over, and when we take it over, it becomes a positive. Okay, positive 2. Okay, so we're going to have 8 to the power of x is equals to 2. Do you see the difference? Okay. Right, then what we're going to do is we're going to try and factorize. So we're going to make this 2 to the power of 3. However, we keep it in a bracket because 8 is still to the power of x. Okay, so here we're going to multiply, okay, distribute. We're going to have 2 to the power of 3x is equals to 2. Our bases are the same. They fall away and then we bring our exponents down. So it's going to be 3x is equals to 1. Thank you. Okay, remember, this if a number doesn't have an exponent, the exponent is always 1. Okay, so this is going to be 1 here. We are back to a linear equation. So we divide by 3. So x is equal to 1 over. Then we have, okay, so do you see the difference between this and what we did in the above?
Yes.
X is now not an exponent, it's a base. Okay, and now we've got brackets involved. So when it's a normal linear equation, get rid of your brackets. Okay, and the only way we get rid of our brackets is through distribution and FOIL. Okay, so on the left hand side, I'm going to write these brackets out twice. Okay, so it's going to be 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. Okay, then on the right hand side, I'm going to FOIL straight away. Okay, if you guys want to FOIL in the next step, it's also okay. Okay, so 2x times 2x is? 4x. Okay, 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is? Negative 6x. No, distribution is 1 or 2 going over this. Remember, FOIL is a binomial times a binomial. Okay, that's going to give me plus 3x. And 3 times negative 3 is going to give me negative 9. Okay, we're right. Okay, then on the left hand side, I'm going to FOIL as well. Okay, so 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Okay, now again, if you guys would like, you can always take everything over and then simplify, or you're more than welcome to first look for your like terms here and then take it over. Completely up to you. Okay. Minus 6 plus 6 is 0. They cancel each other out. So we're left with 4x squared. 4x squared minus 9. Okay. Then what's going to happen is, can you guys notice that our highest exponent for x is to the power of 2?
Yes.
So most likely it's going to be a quadratic equation. So let's take everything over to one side and make it equal to 0. And then we take it from there, you see. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything over. We're going to have 4x squared. Okay, we can simplify that, right? Okay, minus 2 is? Minus 4x. It's not plus 4x. I'll die. We are not multiplying. We're in grade 10 now. You need to know when it's a positive and when it stays a negative. Okay, plus 1. You bring this over, it becomes a negative 4x squared, and when you bring the 9 over, it becomes a positive 9, and we equate it to 0. Okay, now that everything's on the left hand side, we can look for like terms. Okay, so we've got 4x squared minus 4x squared. They cancel each other out. So can you see now the option of a quadratic equation is no longer there because now our highest exponent for x is 1. Okay, so we're going to have negative 4x, and then we're going to have 1 plus 9 is 10. Now what's going to happen from here is you're more than welcome to take the 10 over, or you're more than welcome to take the negative 4 over. So what I'm going to do is I'm rather going to take the negative 4 over to make it positive. Okay, so I'm going to have 10 is equals to 4x. Now remember, if you took the 10 over, it would become a negative 10. Then you just have to divide both sides by negative 4. Okay, in order to get x on its own, I divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So it doesn't cancel, it just becomes 1. Which is 8. And x is going to be equals to 5 over 2. An equation that has got brackets and it's not exponential, so we're going to get rid of our brackets. Okay, so we're going to have 5 minus y squared on the left. Okay, a bit of a problem here. Who of you are going to want to put this negative in first? Okay, we don't do that. You first do your brackets. Okay, brackets always come first. Okay, brackets always come first. So, in actual fact, if you want to put it in mathematical terms, you are always going to FOIL and then distribute. Okay, so, for example, if I had negative 3 on the outside and then I had x plus 2 and x minus 1, for example, you are first going to FOIL and then you're going to distribute. Okay, so if you have a number with FOIL together, FOIL comes first and then distribution comes second. Okay, so we're going to have 1 minus, we're still going to have to distribute this negative, there's a ninja 1 here, right? Okay, we're going to have to distribute that negative 1 into my bracket after we FOIL. So we're going to have to keep it in the brackets. Okay, so we're going to have bracket y squared minus 2y plus 2y minus 4. I've just simply FOILed. Okay. Right, so I've got 5 minus y squared is equals to 1. Who of you want to put the negative 1 in now, or do you first want to simplify that? Okay, remember, you'll get the same answer irrespective of what you do first. Okay, so let's simplify this first step. Minus 2 plus 2, it gives me 0, so they cancel out. So I'm going to have minus y squared minus 4. Okay, any questions up to here? Okay, so I've got 5 minus y squared is equals to 1. We are now going to distribute this negative into the bracket. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 minus y squared plus 4. Okay, we're good. Okay, now can I see the highest exponent for y is 2. So completely up to you. You can bring your y's to one side, bring your constants to another side, and we can take it from there. Okay. So here I've got a negative y squared. If it's me, I'd rather take the y over to the other side to make it positive. Okay, it would be the same. It would 100% be the same. Okay. So I'm gonna keep this negative y squared here. Or do you want to take it over that side?
Take it over.
Okay, we're gonna take it over to the side. Okay, that's fine. So it's negative y squared. Do you see how I write this one down first because it was there first?
But we're taking the 5 over.
Yes, we're going to take the 5 over. Okay. This one's going to join, so it's going to be plus y squared. What is already on the right-hand side? 1 plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 plus 4. And then what joins the 1 plus 4 is the 5 that's on the left. We bring it over and it becomes a negative 5. Okay, negative y squared plus y squared. They cancel, it's 0. And what is 1 plus 4? 5 minus 5? 0.
So, what's going on?
Guys, get an equation where 0 equals 0. You technically want to say, man, but there's no solution. However, what is the whole point of us solving an equation quickly? Let me ask you that. Okay, to get the value of the unknown, right? What value, when we substitute it into y, is going to make this equation true? Do you understand? So technically speaking, if it's 0 equals 0, do you agree that the left-hand side equals the right-hand side?
Yes.
Okay, because the whole point of an equation is to get it to balance out. To get the left-hand side to equal the right-hand side, which it does. It's 0 equals 0. Which means that the solution for this one can be any real number. Y can be any real number. Any real number we put in here is going to be true. Our left-hand side will equal our right-hand side.
So now, if I write 3 equals 3.
3 equals 3. It's true. Okay. As long as the two equal each other out. So, to finish it off, you're going to say y is an element of real numbers. Y can be any real number in the real number system. Okay, now remember, real numbers are natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational, irrational, as long as they're not non-real. Okay, understand? Okay, linear equation. Okay, linear equation with brackets is telling me that I need to get rid of the brackets, and that's either through FOIL or distribution. Okay, here on the left-hand side, it is FOIL, so I'm going to write the bracket out twice. Okay, here I'm going to FOIL. Okay, so this is going to be FOIL. Okay, so my answer for this piece is going to be 4x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 1. Okay, so this piece here we are going to distribute, and what are we distributing in?
The negative 10.
Okay, so this is going to be distribution. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be negative 20x plus 10. Okay, on the left hand side, again, it's going to be FOIL. Okay, so it's going to be 4x squared minus 10x minus 10x plus 25. Okay, and on the right hand side, what I can do in the meantime is I can gather my like terms. Okay, so I've got 2x squared minus 2x squared minus 20x. I don't know why I said squared. I meant to say 2x minus 2x minus 20. Sorry. Okay, and then I've got minus 1 and I've got 10. Okay. Okay, so I've got 4x squared. 2x minus 2x, those two cancel each other out at 0, right? So I'm just left with minus 20x, and minus 1 plus 10 is going to give me plus? Plus 9, did I say 20? Okay, minus 1 plus 10 is going to give me positive 9. Okay, because those cancel. No, here's it here. Okay, on the left hand side, let's simplify as well. We've got minus 10, which is? No, not positive 20. Okay, so it's 4x squared minus 20x plus 25 is equal to 4x squared minus 20x plus 9. Okay, if you guys want to now get everything to the left or everything to the right, you want to get your variables to one side, your constants to one side, is that what you want to do? Variables and constants. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so I've got 4x squared and minus 20x. And I've got negative 4x squared and positive 20x. Okay. On the right hand side I've got 9. What joins the 9? Minus 25. Are we okay? Everything on the left hand side cancels out. Do you see? 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 20 plus 20 is 0. So 0 is equal to, what is 9 minus 25? Negative 16. Okay, but now do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between the previous one and this one? Okay, the previous one, the left hand side equaled the right hand side. That's why we could say that any real solution would work. But here, the left hand side does not equal the right hand side. See the difference? Therefore, this equation has no solution.
But isn't it a B of integral?
No. Yes, we'll get a mark for that. Therefore, this one has no solution because the left hand side does not equal the right hand side. So it's like sitting like this. Your equation sits like this. So no solution is going to work for us to balance it out.
So it's